Welcome back to Get Well Soon, the Red Pill content of Welly F, aka Moriarty. As always, I'm here pretty much just to vent. I do this for myself, I do this for my sake, and hopefully you find something in it that you can relate to. If not, that's fine too. Either way, here we go. Shout out to all the people out there that have seen Mean Girls and watched it as a form of entertainment, not realizing that it was really a message. I truthfully believe that Mean Girls was more than just a parody on how high school girls tend to act. I actually believe that Mean Girls became a manual for how girls should act and how girls would act in the coming years. I forget how old Mean Girls is. I want to say that it's close to 15 years old. And I would just like to say that when I really sit back and I observe current society, it is safe to say that most women these days can be considered fat mean girls. That's pretty much all they have become. And with that being in mind, I hate to say it, but I do believe that it is somewhat over for males. I'm somewhat convinced that at this point it is over for males. I don't think that in the Western world we can truthfully say that the selection pool of females is something to be desired. The overall quality of a woman's character that you come across these days can simply be defined in so many words, but I would just like to, I would simply say lo-fi, low quality, not to be admired. Most women these days leave me skeptical. You can call me jaded, you can ask who hurt you, you can say all these things to try to shame me into believing that women are sugar and spice and everything nice, but the reality is that is a mantra that aged out maybe 75 years ago. I'm somewhat convinced that it is over for males. I'm sorry. In the day and age where land wells run rampant, in the day and age where in America the average woman is 5'3" and a quarter and about $1.75, you want me to believe that the selection pool is worth my time? Men are simple. Men are very, very simple. Men have always wanted women that were highly feminine, which means the type of energy that comes with being soft, kind, passionate, understanding. We don't have that anymore. It's as simple as that. You can blame it on whatever you want to blame it on. I tend to blame it on men, believe it or not. I believe that the more men were willing to compromise over time and subjugate themselves to the mediocrity of the women in front of them, I believe that this downward spiral was inevitable. We just weren't paying attention. I believe that we've come to a point in the regression that is laughable, but at the same time, as you laugh, it's one of those laughs where you're worried. When you're done, you're like, oh, you guys are serious. That is where we are in modern times. I repeat myself. I am somewhat convinced that it is over for males. I truthfully believe that 60% of the women you come across today in the Western world are going to be overweight, pre-diabetic, and they're going to be rude, mean, and insufferable. That is where we have come in modern times. And I say this confidently based on the fact that I have women, I have female friends, and from time to time, I realize that they treat me the way that they treat me just based on the fact that, you know, it's a mutual respect. We've known each other for a long time. It is what it is. But I always think to myself, what if I didn't know you? What if I wasn't a mutual friend? What if, I just saw you at a bar or something or in a club or whatever? Would you treat me the same? Or would you be that same fat, mean girl that you are to men you don't know? See, it's always necessary to think in those terms. You always have to remember that people treat you a certain way but you always have to remember that because usually comes with a sense of, well, I have to. Once again, mutual friend, may work together, so on and so forth. Those things come with a consistent connection. I do believe the overall way. I believe when you judge a person's character, you treat how they you pay attention to how they treat people overall, specifically strangers. These are old adages. We all know this already. So don't be surprised that I'm saying these things. These are just observations. This is my journey, this is my experience, and if you can relate, once again, like I said in the beginning, that's cool. If you can't, that's cool too. But yes, we are in very, very sad times. Very, very, very sad times. And if you're out there still looking for a companion, you're still optimistic, you still believe, my thoughts and prayers to you, man. I personally think men going their own way have it kind of figured out. I actually think if incels really knew, in a sense, it's not as bad as they think it is. I honestly think that, once again, I think that they're incels for a reason, and it doesn't always have to do with their appearance. It just, a lot of it has to do with the overall fact that, once again, women are fat, mean girls. Ah, man. What a time to be alive. But anyways, I hope you enjoy your day, your afternoon, your evening, and your night. And until we meet again.